we are live.
What it do? What it do? What it do? Y'all already know it's Monday and we lit. Rolling with Sixxcess. What's up, Jezebel?
What is going on, Six? It is crazy here down here in the DMV. The weather is so funny down here. But how are you? How's things down in the A?
Hey, the weather is great and things are good. Let me tell y'all off the break. My 18U, we won the championship this weekend, so we turned up. We are turned up. Yeah, we came through in the tournament and we won the tournament. So I, for one, am lit. My first season as a head coach, and we got the job done.
Well,
So
congratulations.
yeah, it's just more proclamation of whatever I touch, y'all. Whatever I touch. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So how was the show last night?
I mean, I'm still recuperating. The show was good. It was great, actually. Good lineup. Some artists that we did have on the flyer wasn't able to make it, which is fine. I think 5 artists was enough. It was just a great time. Juan Tuco opened the show. And I want to say he started off with a fucking bang. Like, it was hard to keep up with him, but closed the show out, I think, with Madras. Vita did a great job. I'm looking forward to the next one, honestly.
Nice. I'm waiting to see the recap.
I'm still working on that right now. Like, it's so much footage. I have to cut, put it together. I want to do a whole entire video. I'm also going to post individual performances. So if you're waiting for your performance to be posted, it's coming.
Oh, y'all know, man. Y'all know. Post your videos up yourselves if you got some. I'd love to see them. Now, I tell you one thing for sure, 3 things for certain. Seemed like the whole world was going crazy. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. The first thing that I saw that kind of threw me off was there's a documentary coming out about the YSL case. That's actually still going on. So that's pretty interesting. Is this looking like another Robert Kelly situation where a docuseries may get you convicted?
When will we put a stop to this? I don't think that that's fair. I think that something needs to be done about that, because as you can see, if they really want you, that's the way they get you convicted in the eyes of society.
Yep.
And then at that point there's no turning back.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's crazy because what could you put in this? I mean, like, we're about to find out whose side Hulu on right now, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Whose side you on, Hulu? Because you can fix this. I mean, you can put a lot of things and make it look like the law don't know what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. Or you can put a lot of things and make it look like we don't know what we've been seeing all this time. Now, what's more interesting is with them letting out all of these YSL characters, and, some of them definitely looking like they will snitch as YSL Woody or Woody, or Woody, whatever the case may be, was seen all over footage this week singing like a canary. I mean, I don't even know what he was thinking.
That shit pissed me off. Because you mean to tell me for 11 years you've been an informant, so you kind of like either was already a part of YSL or infiltrated it, and like, I don't think that's cool at all. I really don't think that's cool. That's crazy, because it makes you, people need to watch their circle very closely. And I don't know how close you can watch a circle for the unexpected of that. Like, that's crazy.
Well, you better, listen, honestly, the thing is, they have to figure out a way, because this is what I see when I saw that, right? I'm thinking to myself, okay, he infiltrated this group. 10 years he's doing his thing in this group. Now, my question is, did they allow things to add up? Right? Or was it like, hey, nothing's happening? I mean, I don't know what you guys want me here for. And he's not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wait a minute, guy, you got to find us something. And he's dead 10 years. And or was it like, yeah, they did this. All right, bet that's 5 years. Oh, bet that's another 4. Okay, good. We got it for 10. Okay, good. That's be good enough. And now let's do it. Right? We got it. It's going to be a real series of events. But with this documentary, I wonder, will they have every one that's pleaded, that's already took a plea deal, speaking on this. This is curious to see and curious to know. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Now
I'm scared for
I'm more curious to see this than I was to see Surviving R. Kelly.
I'm scared for Thug because it just doesn't look well at this point. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like it's going to go good for him. And
No, it doesn't.
I
No, it
y'all
doesn't.
better be careful out there. Be careful of the people that you surround yourselves with. Be careful of the people that you do business with. Be careful of the people closest to you because you just never know. For this man to have been an informant for 11 years is what I saw.
Yeah.
And nobody had a clue at
I,
all.
nobody had a clue, and I'm like, it's weird because informers seemingly get to do. They informers seemingly have the right to break the law and make you feel like they one of the good old people. They do what you do. They just like
Mhm,
you. But then when y'all all go down, like they could have been right there with you breaking every single law, but they're not gonna get in no trouble.
mhm,
That is like wild as hell.
mhm.
Wild as hell. But we are looking forward to seeing that documentary, which will be airing in just 3 days.
Three
February
days.
23rd. Yep, that will be
While
airing.
we're talking about documentaries and stuff, they they're trying to they won't leave R. Kelly alone, and I don't want them to more so per se, but they want to give him extra time because they feel like he just is not admitting to what he did. Um
Hmm.
he's just not succumbing to what they said that he did. And I just don't think it's fair. I feel
Is
like
that
at this
possible?
um yeah, they were asking for 25 years because they feel like after his after he went to court, they were asking for 25 years because they felt like he had no remorse.
Wow. Well, he doesn't have any remorse. He doesn't feel like he did anything wrong either. So
Well,
how could we have hold somebody? I don't know. It's weird because the question I always ask myself with R. Kelly isn't did he do it or not? Will he really do all that time? That's my curiosity. Will I be a 60, 70-year-old man and will there be a story of R. Kelly being released from jail? Like, will that happen? Like,
it doesn't look too good for him.
yeah, that'd be wild. I ain't gonna lie to you. 20 years. But hey, you can't do those things if he did those things. That's why we don't talk about law. That's why we don't talk about law here because hey, I don't know. But let's talk about something else that's crazy, right?
Wait, before you move on, the crazy part about that is they want him to serve, like he can't serve his time. I think it was concurrently or something. I forgot how they want it, but they want that man to do time. Like they don't ever want him to come out of jail. And that's just crazy.
Well, you know what, like they've been talking all day about the powers that be that control the systems and things like that. You know, everybody like to use that word Illuminati,
Mhm.
but sometimes you can't piss off the right people, or you can't piss off the wrong people, I should say. Whatever
Mhm.
R. Kelly did, he did it. I mean, it's beyond whatever he did when they're trying to get you that hard. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
like you've done that and more that they're not willing to tell. Plus, the damage that kind of gets done to these people's like livelihood forever. That nobody's lives are going to go back to normal from this
Mhm.
ever. Ever. And
That's
all of those people were promised celebrityhood. They celebrities, but this is not the celebrity that they wanted.
Mhm.
You know, they wanted to be singing, and I don't think their careers are ever going to be singing. Now, I was telling one of my friends, he was asking me like about jail and how that stuff works. I believe that jail is a restitution setup system anyway, right?
Mhm.
So it's like, think about it like this: if R. Kelly was promising each one of these girls that they would make 200K in their lifetime in their career, $1 million in their career, they could be possibly making him do that time for all these people's, for what they owe these people.
I don't think so.
They
But I
could.
don't know. And I don't like how I don't like how court is being held in the public eye like that. Like court is supposed to be court. Like it's not public opinion that deems whether you're guilty or not guilty. Like
Right.
it's just I think they're going overboard.
Who
And
was
I
the
would like to see
first?
the same over I would like to see them do the same to I'm not going to say the other races, but just everybody. Hold that same step with everybody.
Oh, you know they not. Why? Wow. There was a little poem that I posted on my story earlier today, and I really posted it because I believe it to be true. Right? There's
Mm-hmm.
more. There's more to be recouped than having us in jail, having our superstars in jail, having our major like people that we look up to in jail. This takes me back to when they was so pressed to lock up Michael Vick for the dog fighting
Mm-hmm.
that he wasn't even a part of. I mean, so what? He bought his folks a house. So what? His folks decided to do what they decided to do on it. And so what? He may have went and visited his family. Why was he held as if he was the damn ringleader of it?
Mm.
So I mean, like we know how they're gonna treat our people, and especially when we consider them legends.
Yeah.
They get the short end of the stick. It's been like that since the beginning of time.
Mm-hmm. Nah, that's definitely crazy. And while we're speaking on this, let's go ahead and just segue into Chris Brown because Chris Brown. I mean, is it time that we forgive Chris Brown? What do you think?
So, pardon me, but I been forgave Chris Brown. Now, the thing about Chris Brown is this is a saying that my parents taught me. Stay out of other people's relationships.
mm.
Now, and what is different between R. Kelly and Chris Brown? A conviction.
Mm-hmm.
A conviction. That's why my stance with R. Kelly is what it is. That man is now what we call a convicted felon
Mm-hmm.
for these crimes. However, albeit Chris Brown has opened up a can of worms, right? With all the Twitter, Black Twitter is letting Chris Brown have it with all the recollections of all the times that there may have been something sketchy
Mm-hmm.
going on. But then in the same breath, none of these women were hostages.
Mm-hmm.
The one hostage that they said Chris Brown held, it was found out that he wasn't even holding her hostage. It was something totally different.
Oh wow, this is what's going on Twitter.
Yes, Twitter is going crazy. Crazy.
Mm.
Of course, the Carucci thing, we all know about Carucci and his stalking of Carucci. But black man to black man, that man was in love with that girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a lot of black men strung out on love
Mm-hmm.
and don't know how to let it go. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna hold that to Chris Brown. Hold that against Chris Brown. I don't know what that woman put on Chris Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he really loved Carucci. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
just as much as he loved Rihanna, I think he just, he loved hard.
Well, Rihanna, he was a child.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, like, he was a child. If he had got arrested and did a crime, they would have 9 times out of 10 gave him a couple of months in some juvie.
Mhm.
I mean, he's rich, and you know what? They're gonna crucify me for this, But I gotta say it. We don't know what happened. We only see the outcome. We don't know what happened.
And I think Rihanna, if I'm not mistaken, at one point she had forgiven him. It's the media that will not allow her to forgive him in the public eye.
Of course
But
not.
I think they've already hashed that out. And a part of me wants to believe that she feels guilty that she ruined his career. Because I don't know where I heard this, but it seemed as if it was a squabble between the two. Um, he didn't just outright just start punching
Peter.
her in the face. Like that's
Right.
not what happened. So
Right.
yeah, she's definitely I
And
mean,
that's what I heard too. That there was a fight between the two, and he was
mm-hmm.
the more aggressor. Well, he
Yeah.
was the more physical. But yes, I heard the exact same thing. So that's why I say we don't know what happened in that scenario, and there's nothing like no legal proceedings that we can read and find out and go through all this other stuff. And like you said, Rihanna has forgiven Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, let's just be blunt here. So did America. We are not going to ever side with white America. Nobody in the entertainment industry is going to be moved, is going to move us enough to make us start siding with white America and their views.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gotta understand, music and sports, let's do it like this. Entertainment is ours. And I mean, like, I know a lot of people may like think this is like really crazy and racist, but y'all have to understand that entertainment is ours.
Mm-hmm.
They could have easily had whites entertaining the slave masters, but that wasn't entertaining. Whites wasn't the ones that they were calling in there. Let's go past that. Even when like the most prominent people of our race were the entertainers.
Mm-hmm.
They were the ones able to use a voice, able to step up
Mm-hmm.
and do things.
Yep.
Not regular everyday people. If a black person was beat in the streets in the 50s and 60s, it was an entertainer that came to the rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Not a politician.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right
you're
about
right
that.
about that.
I don't know. I
I don't
just
know. I
feel
just feel
like
like
it's just
it's just
overboard with
overboard
it.
with
And
it. And
then
then
he was in
he
the
was in the
UK,
UK.
and some girls decided to jump on the bandwagon of the "I hate Chris Brown" thing. Now,
Oh,
a,
yes.
a dark skinned woman, I honestly don't believe that Chris Brown does not like dark skinned girls.
Well,
And
he may
maybe
not.
maybe it's because I'm a fan, or maybe it's because I've dealt with a lot of high yellow people, and sometimes it come across that way. But to me, I just feel like your preference doesn't mean you don't like something else. It's just what you prefer. If
You know
he
what I hate?
prefers what.
This is what I hate about this colorism conversation with Chris Brown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because these implications can only be based on what he wants to sleep with. You can't say someone does not like black women when most of his fan base are black women. You're talking about what you see this man dating and sleeping his sexual preference.
It's crazy because they're going on this whole hobo tour, and it's a lot of darks, and I disagree with that. I definitely don't like it. Whether if he prefers what he prefers, that's what he prefers. But I don't like this. Oh, Chris Brown doesn't want dark skinned women in his VIP. First of all, he's not at the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, he probably just said, make sure it's bad bitches in my VIP.
Well,
And the promoters possibly don't think that dark skinned women are bad bitches. Like,
well, well, pardon me. Go ahead and let's argue all of these magazine companies. Let's argue all of these fashion brands that choose the light-skinned girl to be the model for their fashion clothing. Let's go at all of these. Let's go at everything in the world that chooses that light over dark. Because it ain't just Chris Brown. I
yeah.
mean, there was one video shoot that I can't recall the artist right now. And when I recall it, I'll say it, but I want to say it was Tory Lanez. But he had a video shoot and he chose the model that he wanted, a dark skin complected girl.
Mm-hmm.
And the director came in, swapped her out for a light skinned girl, said that she looks better in the scene. And the artist had a fit.
Mm-hmm. Pharrell did the same thing too, though. He's had now that's one person I do say that tries to have every shade if he can. But like I said, you can't I wouldn't blame the unless Chris Brown comes out and say, I don't like tar babies, I'm not gonna believe it. Like, I'm just not gonna believe it because I don't know, you gotta it's a mental thing. I think it's a mental thing when dark skinned women just feel like, oh, because he dates this, that he doesn't like this. But he may, it's just what you see him with. I mean, or that's just his preference. I don't see nothing wrong with
I
preference.
mean,
As
I don't
long
see
as you're not
nothing.
shitting on me.
I don't see nothing wrong with preference. I mean, the saddest thing is that that is so relevant in today's world. Oh, he doesn't like me, and it's always easier to go because of. But we don't take into consideration when we think about what people don't like people's experiences,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, like I have a thing. I don't really like girls from DC,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't really like girls from DC because of my experiences with girls from DC. Now, the question always comes to me, well, has there ever been a girl from DC that changed that mentality, that made you see differently? Yes, there has. But when I do further research, she's been somewhere else to grow and mature and to get knowledge, and she's seen the world, I should say, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I may meet her. She may be from DC, but she'll tell you I was born in DC, but I spent time in Georgia. I spent time in North Carolina. I spent time in, you know, Vermont. Doesn't really quite matter. It just
Mm-hmm.
seems to be that there is a stigma to certain females that stay in certain areas forever, right? The same way there's a stigma of guys that stay in certain areas forever. I mean, if you see a dude in the hood, if I told you that, yeah, I've been around, I'm from Bury Farms, born and raised, and I'm 30 years old, you're not going to think I'm a goddamn scholar. And you're
That's
not going to
true.
think it.
That's not true though. That's not true. But I also I found it funny that you said exactly what I've been saying, is that I don't like guys from this area. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. And like you said, if you are narrow minded and you haven't been anywhere, then you do have a certain type of thing
Right.
about you that may not attract certain people. But as far as someone saying I'm from somewhere and I've been here all my life, I would just, it's more, you got to ask more questions. Then
Yeah,
you
but
be like,
before the
have you been
questions,
anywhere else?
you know why you say you got to ask more questions?
Why?
To clear up the assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get them clear. You have to understand where this person is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and as you meet them and as you engage with them more, you find out, okay, this person is A, cool, or B, not cool,
Mm-hmm.
right? But at the end of the day, they have to go that extra mile. It's not on you to say, I'm going to give this one a shot. No. And
Mm-hmm.
it's and again, still we're talking about, these people are talking about getting into venues or places where he is. Then they will
Mm-hmm.
have to have proof that he's saying I only want light-skinned girls here. It would be more it would be more likely that the venue is deciding who they want in and who they
Uh-huh.
want around,
Yep.
as opposed to the artist
Mm-hmm.
who's just stopping through.
Right.
That woman did recant her comments and say it was the club promoter that she had the problem with, and not Chris Brown, in the future, in a later post, after trying to pretty much go out there and say, don't go see Chris Brown. He's a colorist. He don't like us. She gets out 2 days later and comes out and say it wasn't Chris Brown. It was the promoter for the Chris Brown show. Yet again, causing Chris Brown all this terrible promotion to only backlash it and recant it 2 days later. How American is that? Well, she's not American. She's over in the UK.
Yeah, that actually pissed me off. And I think before she recanted, I already was like, that's a lie. Like and I'm just sick of all the tar babies coming together. Like, it's one thing, like, I don't like screaming colorism just because you can scream that. Like really let it be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
I thought Chris Brown's clapback was so amazing when he posted his VIP section. He said, I had all types of women around me. Here's a dark
mm,
woman right here, right next, standing next to me.
he shouldn't have, if I was him, I wouldn't have responded. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Like, honestly, we're in a world now where you cannot not respond.
mm,
It's like hiding in a shell. Your best thing is give the facts and get out of there.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. That
You
shit
know.
actually rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, I
Well,
mean,
well,
it's
since we're talking about things rubbing the wrong way, did you hear Sierra's new song for all the single independent ladies?
mm-mm.
Well, she was calling for all the single independent ladies that get money and stack dough on their own and don't do it with no man, don't have no support. And of course, Black Twitter went on her for that as well. It seems that black women are tired of being single and independent, and they kind of all do want a man or someone to share responsibilities with. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't see too many saying they want to share love with anybody, but they definitely want to start splitting those bills 50-50. What do you think about Sierra making a song about single, independent, and women not needing no man, all while being pretty much a trophy wife to a NFL quarterback?
I don't really, honestly, I don't really think too much about it. I feel like if there's some women, and I know they be lying, that feels that way. Uh,
Yeah.
I had one female actually say, "I don't want a boyfriend. I don't want to get married. I don't want any of that." And maybe a few years later, was having a mental breakdown because she couldn't believe that she was alone. Um, and she felt like her life, isn't she's not meant to just be alone. And it shocked me because I was like,
Mhm.
dang, isn't this the biggest advocate for I don't want no man, treat niggas like shit and all this other
Right.
stuff. So, you know, um, I don't know. I don't feel nothing about it. Now, yeah, I don't feel nothing I don't feel like it's a bad song, a bad idea or a good one. It just I don't feel
It
anything.
did bring up this question though. Are artists just making money to cash out, making music to cash out, or are they actually taking into consideration the message that they're portraying? And it brought up another thing about artists making music that they're not living.
Okay. Now with the Sierra and that song and her life, but at some point she was that independent woman. You know what I'm saying? She was by herself. So maybe she's talking about past experiences, but to what you're saying, yeah, I feel like a lot of artists just make music just so that they could get internet clout, like just so they could get attention on the internet.
Yeah.
They don't care whether it's truthful to their life. They don't care about the quality sometimes. And now that you can get a check from social media, I mean, why shouldn't I just be a rapper and just
No,
put anything together and put it on social media?
no, listen. Speaking of that, right? There's a song by DDG's Little Folks, "Kill My Grandma" and "Kill My Mama," and then I'm gonna kill my dad, and then I'm gonna kill my, just going crazy. And this is a song that they're pushing, so it's like
Wait,
you talk
wait.
about music that's just being pushed to for clout or for attention. I think everyone is looking for that wow factor. But I also think that this is my position in this. A new artist breaking ground does not have the same responsibility as a artist that has already reached it.
So it's okay for a wow factor for a new artist, but if you've already made it, it's no point. Is that what you're saying?
What that in a way, yes, that is what I'm saying. I mean, like a ace in the hole, uh, something to make people um wonder who you are and research to figure out if what you're saying is facts, right? Or whatever the case may be. It's not bad when you're a new artist because it's what you need. You need clickbait, you need attention grabbers, you need clout, so to speak. But when you have clout, right, I think that your position should change to now getting the real message or whatever your real message is across. It shouldn't be I mean, you don't need the wow factor. That's not what the labels I don't think that's what the label's looking for. I mean, like, it's more damning for an artist. Look at the backlash that Sierra is receiving from this. Just a snippet, this backlash that she's receiving should be enough proof to labels to know that You cannot just put anything out there once you already have
Is
put
it
yourself
really
out there.
that bad?
Yes, it's
Mm.
it's really that bad.
Well, why are people so mad?
Well, because she's married to one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL. So what that means is if your husband is bringing in $35 million a year, tell us how to do that, sis. That's what they saying. Tell us how to
Ah,
bag them. Tell us how to bag a millionaire.
she did with the Sierra's prayer thing, didn't she?
I don't know. Sound like she was just dissing Future in that.
Mm. I mean, okay, now I understand why people are mad.
Listen,
Like,
I think that it's like this. When Lil Baby came out, his stance was freestyle, freestyle, freestyle. Now he's on this I want to write thing.
mm-hmm.
And listen, y'all, I want y'all to understand something. Yes, Little Baby has the ability to freestyle every single record, but he's trying to show y'all that once you make it, growth is a must.
Mm-hmm.
You have a responsibility to share that and not share the struggle. Because listen, to be quite honest, we all understand that being single is a struggle,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not like, oh, the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? But there's people that have a teammate and you don't.
Mm-hmm.
So you're putting yourself at a disadvantage of the world. Even if you listen, I get y'all out here, y'all. If some of y'all out here balling, making 100,000, 200,000, making that big whop, making a killing at your job. But trust me, with the I tell this, whatever class you're in, you have the ability to meet an equal or greater.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can say that against Six because men nowadays they be like, yeah, you're up there, but that doesn't mean you deserve somebody on your level. How you should date me, a bum on the street, like.
Well,
So,
honestly, like it's crazy because I guess a bum on the street has no business looking for a relationship at that point. Right. Now listen, like, even a dude struggling, living with his moms, or struggling, like just struggling every day,
Mhm.
a relationship ain't what you need. A female, a relationship ain't what you need. If you're struggling every day, if you hurting every day, you ain't even found your dream yet. You haven't even found your passion yet. That's what's more scary, right? That's why most people don't work out. Because when you find your passion, the person that you're with, 9 times out of 10, got you at that point when you were passionless. And
Mhm.
when you get your passion, it's not on the same dream board or the same line that person you with that you would have. It's like, oh, you want? I didn't know you want to be a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You want?
Yeah.
You can imagine something like, oh yeah, I always wanted to be an actress. Oh, what? An actress? Oh, I don't like that.
Mhm.
I can't see my girl out there doing that. I can't see my dude being on the road all the time. I can't see my dude, not doing it all the time. But then when they're struggling, they can see themselves with a dude on the road all the time. It's like
Mhm.
the woman out there chasing Chris Brown, right? She's like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, I love Chris Brown. I want to be with Chris Brown. Chris Brown this, Chris Brown that. And then it's like you meet a dude that's a singer, and you'll tell him, I can't date no singer. I
Yeah.
can't date no aspiring artist.
Mhm.
Really, what people tell you is they will not. Most people will not date a dreamer.
That's true. But that's not fair though.
It's not fair because we all have dreams. We
Mhm.
all have dreams. Some just don't awaken at the right or same time.
Mhm.
And the worst thing anybody could think, the worst thing that you ever want to do is be with someone, they share their dreams, you're not on board with those dreams, but then you stay with them and then you start having your dreams.
Mm.
Oh shit. That's when you start really pushing those buttons.
Yeah,
Y'all don't hear me though. They don't hear me though. You know, life
that's
changes
crazy.
so fast at every phase. Who you were in your teens, who you are
Mhm.
in your 20s, who you are in your 30s, and if you make it to your 40s and your 50s, every joint gonna be different.
Yep, that's true.
Everyone gonna be different. I remember when I was 8, 9, and 10, I used to rush in the house after school to watch Power Rangers.
Me too.
Like, but nothing nobody could say to me. Drop my bags. I'm
Yep.
going to watch Power Rangers.
Well, I had to do my homework first, but
F homework. Power Rangers. I had to see what Zordon and them was gonna do first. What Tommy and all that was gonna do first. Then I may get on my homework. But at about 11, 12, it was like Power Rangers. That's kid stuff.
mm,
But
yeah.
guess what I caught myself doing a couple weeks ago, y'all? Pulling up some Power Ranger clips and watching Power Rangers on Netflix.
Oh,
Who know they still make Power Rangers? Mm,
no,
mm,
I
mm.
wish they still did Celebrity Deathmatch. But you know what? I used to watch as a young teenager that I still watch today is South Park. I just can't get enough of it.
Let me tell you something. I,
They so racist.
you gotta go in watching South Park with a whole mental that you ready for some
Like,
anything. Some anything. I ain't gonna lie to you. South Park is one of those shows that I watch with a stern eye. You know, so I'm like,
I got a sick sense of humor. So to
yeah.
me, like everything is just like I don't care who they offend. It's funny and it be true. Like
It's crazy to me when I found out. I got more intrigued with it when I found out it's just a father and the daughter combo that does all the voices.
for real.
Yes, yes, made my
Okay.
day. Made my day. Just a
Outside of the
father and daughter.
celebrity voices that they bring in, right?
No, those be them too. That be the father. The daughter does all the kids' voices.
Oh
Yeah, mainly
wow.
Kenny's. But yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing thing to see.
But you know, like you were saying about outgrowing certain dreams, I feel like I feel like that's not true. Like for some, it depends on who you are. Because I know a lot of things that I wanted to do as a kid, I still want to do. Like I still kind of like I'm filling in areas of it. Core things haven't changed. So
Right.
it depends on the person.
Yeah, it depends on what happens along that journey.
Mhm.
You know, like, and I mean, like, it all depends on what those dreams are. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like, if you dream that you could be able to dunk or get to the NBA, and at some point, if you ain't pursue it and make it, then obviously you got to do things coming.
Yeah.
Like if you dream to being like a lawyer or actor or something that's not timing on your body, then we're in the world now where yeah, we believe this the sky is the limit. I have
Mhm.
until my last breath to achieve whatever I want to do.
Yep.
But I mean, like the core things, the core dreams, or how you're going to support yourself, you know, and support those around you. That changes.
That's true.
You know, like for a long time, a lot of people find it funny. I used to want to be a police officer. You know, I mean, I thought that was the best gang to join.
Mm.
Period, hands down. I said, if I get with them, I could do whatever I want to do. God had other plans.
My ass would have been locked up for disrespecting the badge. I'd be stealing drugs and more shit.
Listen,
Yo, I'm
that,
taking miles off the top.
Tiff said, nah, man, you won't be doing that. That's Tiff told me. I said, yeah, I'd have been out there. She said, nah, you'd have been a good cop. You'd have been a good boy. Probably so. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't as corrupt as I am, as my mental has gotten in today's world. You know what I'm saying? And that, like I said, experience has changed that.
Yep.
I mean, like, shit, the first cop that racially profiled me and arrested me and gave me actual charges and felonies, I was like, shit, fuck the police.
Oh yeah.
Really? You can do this to a nigga like that? F it, you know? And
Mhm.
then you get deeper and deeper. But I love what I do now. you know. But it's now that's the question. In my music, do I have a responsibility to show them a way of getting on my level, or do I perpetuate what's keeping them on their level?
Damn. Damn. Say that again.
Do do I have a moral right to teach them through my music how to get on my level,
Mm-hmm.
or do I give them music to perpetuate how they stay on their level, for them to stay on their level?
Mm.
And the reality of it is that's what a lot of artists do. They
Mm-hmm.
get money, they sign their deal, and they start making music on how you can end up in jail, spin the block,
Mm-hmm.
sell some weed, sell some drugs, get some drugs in your system. And the crazy part about it is we attack a lot of the artists that do this. And it's crazy because we'll pull out a little baby record that's promoting violence and say this is what he does. But we won't talk about the We Win record that he
Mm-hmm.
did. You know, it's like artists' reputations don't get weighed by the good they do. Unfortunately, unless
Uh,
you do it all day.
let's talk about Saigon for a second. I don't know if you remember, he did an interview not a couple years ago, or last year or something, and he talked about how the label did not want him to talk rap about positive shit.
Mm-hmm.
So some artists may want to, but and they may do, but it may never get put out.
Well, remember we talked about this, right? That is this. That's the little box, right? And in that box is graphs. And in those graphs, it tells you rap about killing somebody, rap about killing the police, rap about church, rap about school, rap about uplifting your community. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? They're like, yeah, this doesn't work, buddy. It doesn't work. But let's go about. You don't want to rap about the drugs? That's billions of dollars in that industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, these
Mm-hmm.
are charts. People understand something. If I go and accept the job, right, and I work at this job, and I choose a department, and they say, yeah, this department pays you this amount of money, right? I'm like, all right, cool. Well, what's the chances that I can get in that department that pays me more money? What do they all tell you? Well, if you work hard enough,
Mm-hmm.
we'll get you over there. How many people sat 4 or 5 years and it never seemed to be hard enough that you was working, right? And then when you get to the nitty gritty of it,
Not 4 to 5 years.
no, listen, bro, listen.
After one, I'm gone.
I'm more of a 3 day type of person. You know, I'm more of a 3 day type of person. Hey, I showed you what I could do. Put me over there, or I'm gonna go ahead and go somewhere else. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of people that's like, I'm supposed to be a supervisor. I'm gonna get the management position soon, or
Mm-hmm.
I do whatever I want, so it's not a big deal. You know, shoot,
Mm-hmm.
no one pressures me. I'm cooling.
Yeah.
So we create a certain type of comfort zone. Artists do that too.
Mm-hmm.
And the saddest thing about it is labels have to do it because they're paying you to do what works.
Mm.
It sometimes go even as bad as this. You have to say, I want to go with a label. Well, Def Jam just hit me up. But who has Def Jam pushed that's conscious? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta say, nah, I might need to go holler at Motown because they be pushing them conscious artists a little bit more. Or Arista or Geffen. You know, you gonna find you someone that specializes in that. But what can't you do? What's the number one rule that you have to understand when you say to yourself, I want to stick to my guns? You can never put yourself in the conversations of the masses. You
Mm-hmm.
can't never come up like, I'm the best rapper alive. They just hate on me because I don't be talking about what they talk about. What? uh, I deserve to be on that platform, but they won't put me on that platform because I won't talk about what they want me to talk about. You're not in this conversation, sir or ma'am, because you chose a different platform in which we don't talk about.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I'm
You can't
sorry.
go there and expect them to change the rules because you're on a.
No, no. Listen, all the greatest rappers alive have been able, all all of them. I don't care how that top 50 list, all 50 of them on that list have been able to give you all of it. They've been able to make you feel like you should go out on the streets. They've been able to make you feel like you need to put yourself on a suit and tie. They made you feel like you should follow your dreams. They've even helped you figure out how to get there. That's why they're great. Because there ain't one box that they can go into. They can give you conscious rap. They can give you lyrical rap. They can give you street rap. They can give you freestyle rap. They can give you party rap. They can give you lady rap, right? A lot of you rappers, y'all kill me with this. I only want to do this. I only want to do. You only want to do. Well, we ain't in that world.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
world, that world does not exist. And as a matter of fact, you're not going to find you no artist that ever made it saying, I only want to do this. It's called, the word I learned from watching Wu Tang is called diversify.
Mm-hmm.
And even businesses do this, y'all. Like, there's businesses that like to diversify.
Mm-hmm.
And in case you guys don't know what that means, I'm guessing it means to reach all people.
Kind of like what QC, I guess, is doing now, right?
Yeah, yeah. And you know, like looking back on that it is so smart what QC is doing. I mean, now they can focus on doing so much more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been watching the Wu Tang saga, and I haven't watched it. I've been watching it the last few days, and I'm on season 3 now, and I don't know what episode, but I tell you what, I have learned so much about the Wu Tang Clan that I never knew. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I never listened to their music. Watching the documentary, I went back and listened to their music though. I was like, watching what they went through in their story made me more intrigued in the music than actually somebody saying, you ain't never heard Wu Tang? You know,
Yeah.
it's like that saying right there, whatever, like, you ain't never heard? That never motivates me to go and listen.
So what motivates you to go and listen?
Honestly, knowing the story or being a part of it, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like back at what made me listen to all the old artists. Like, I want to let everybody know, people like R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, and all of them are not my artists. Those are the artists that my parents deemed good to listen to. Those were their artists. Those were their faves. So it's like, how do we choose what we want to listen to? The story has to catch us. But listen, you could be force fed any type of music. You could be force fed any type of music, but that's why people be like, I don't like that song. I hate that record. I hate that group. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like that beat. I don't like that. If you ask me, did I think Wu Tang's music was great? No, 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 not by a long shot. But
I know I have my picks and chooses.
what they did though, what they did was epic. Was epic enough to listen to all of their music. I mean, nobody ever done that. And now it seems to be what they started is the formula for all new groups, new artists or new labels. You do realize that.
Mm-hmm.
So you get these OTFs, Rockefellers, um, anybody, YSLs, all of these labels. That's where you get them from. Wu Tang and how they started and how they chose to break the mold with signing us and making us stay here. Like all of them had different labels, but yet they had one label.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like, yeah. Now saying right, it's like if they had got the idea and the concept early that that label fits you better. That label fits you better. That label fits you better. And a lot of us, honestly, nowadays do not label shop the same way. We do not look for what fits us. We just want a deal. And we
I
willing
was
to take whatever one we get.
I was actually thinking about that the other day. I was on Carl Crawford's live, and people was just asking, like, I mean, people were in the comments like, I can rap, I want to sign me, 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 sign me. And nobody really asked him like
What are you
what.
looking for?
Yeah.
It's crazy because you like now let's stay on Carl Crawford for a minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
Carl Crawford in the news damn near every week now for owing artists money, not allowing artists the freedom to do what they want to do with their music, damn near lying in contracts, holding music, and yet all of these artists still decided to jump on his line and beg for a deal, beg to be next.
Well, I
Why?
mean,
Because the fame is more important than the research. The clout is more important than the research. And you hope that when you get the clout, you can start to put your own spin on it, your own story on it. You can start telling your moves. But apparently now Sierra is showing us that ain't how it go. Jesus Christ.
you know, I feel like he did good with Megan, but he hasn't been able to get another artist up there. And if you just like you said, you just want the fame, then that's the best way to go. But I wonder what happened to a few of his artists. I was thinking about that the other day, and actually, when I asked him what happened to Martina, I don't know if that's why he ended the live, but he had something else to do. I was like, "What happened to Martina?" And he was like, "All right, guys, that's it." I was like,
I'm
"Damn."
not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Carl did not do anything good for Megan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her affiliations that she made while out there is what changed her life. If she would have never met the team of Rockefeller to start and all them other people to start looking into her legal situations, she would have never found out that she was still getting screwed by Carl, even after the initial screwing.
You really feel like he's screwing her?
I'm just talking about screwing her in a deal wise.
You really think he screwed her?
Yes. 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 Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
How so?
In today's world, the structure of her contract, in today's world, right? If you can't give an artist that you signed off the internet, right, or off stage, creative control, and the budget that she said that she had, and the amount of albums that she had to do you know how much, like, she wouldn't have owed him money, she would have owed him records, which would have made him so much money, and she would have been on the back end of doing nothing. Mind you, she put out a whole project that she had to go to court for them to deem that it was an album. So that meant that she had the right to put out music, but he had the right to choose what was an album quality. It's
Mm.
like, you're a baseball player, bro. You're not a music exec, bro. All
It's
you really is an investor.
the money.
All you is an investor. And you don't even got the right people in place to make sure that your money being spent right or going to the right place. That's why she had to bring in the Rockefeller team. So yeah, he was screwing her. He knew he was screwing her. And the sad thing about it is, he even tried to like exploit her out there, like she didn't know, like she didn't even know how to read a contract. She just signed it. No, bro, that's not what happens. Right? These artists are not dumb. Artists know how to read contracts. Artists just want trust.
Mm-hmm.
Artists, if you stroke an artist's ego, you can get that artist to sign anything. Oh, you the best. In 2 months, I can have you the best, the furthest, the greatest that you ever been. I can get you here. I mean, damn, it's no secret you got money, right? You know I got money, so that ain't nothing. Because that's all real artists. That's all any artist needs. If you have money, you don't need anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I repeat, if you have El Capital,
Mm-hmm.
you don't need anything or anyone.
Mm-hmm.
That's why all these YouTubers are blowing up because they making y'all watch their TV series every day, all day, and then they smack you with a music video, and they get a record deal, and we ask ourselves, wait, he has a record deal? Y'all wonder why y'all can't get no record deals. They keep going to signing all of these. They're signing all of these sound makers now. Just so
What
they
do you
can
mean? Hold on. What do you mean they're signing all the sound makers?
you
Like,
know these sounds on TikTok that you get to use, these little 30-second clips on TikTok you get to use.
mm-hmm.
They're signing these people.
For what?
And not so they can make music, y'all. For these sounds that these social media sites are paying millions of dollars for. Billions of people are using these sounds.
Mm-hmm.
You go to some of them, it's like 1 million likes, 2 million views,
Mm-hmm.
shared over freaking however many times.
Mm-hmm.
What was that one? I need a girlfriend. Diana Young. They signed that girl just for that clip. You really think she gonna make a song or an album, y'all? Y'all may love her voice, but they just want that ownership of that clip.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of which, the Britney Barbie put out some fire. Did you hear it?
So I don't listen to anybody named Britney Barbie. Listen, yeah. These names
The
are
lyrics you ain't. You had to see Northwest singing her song.
nah. Like I Kanye don't like Northwest TikTok, and I don't either.
I do.
You know what? You just like to contradict Kanye.
No, actually, I like North's like her personality through social, like her TikTok. Like I think it's cute. I think it's not too grown. It's cool. Now, as far as people trying to reach out to her and all that other stuff, I that's not my concern. But as a child, I think it's nice that she gets to express herself.
I don't understand why what they don't understand. People are going to reach out to her. She's the link to two of the most highly prolific people in the world, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. If you put a damn but there's a button right there that says leave a comment or message. What do you think people gonna do to that joint?
Mm-hmm.
Where your daddy at? Where your
Yeah.
mammy? Where your daddy? Where your mammy? Like, come on now.
But back to TikTok people making music, like I said, I was surprised when I seen her do that song with that guy. I was just like, well, damn, this joint is actually catchy.
I'm not gonna lie. These TikTokers are making these songs and they are catchy. They're great songs.
Mm-hmm.
But these people's rights, man. Like, I'm watching this girl Lola Brooks right now, and I can't wait to see what Arista does with her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I understand. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. It was a great internet record.
Mm-hmm.
But what they gonna do with that girl? How they gonna counter it? How they gonna take her to the next level? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think they're gonna make another little Kim with her because she gives me Kim vibes without the vulgarity.
Nah, they never gonna do that again. I mean, like okay. All right, let me rephrase that. Every female that comes out is going to automatically get the little Kim makeover.
Mm-hmm.
The bob, the bikinis, they're gonna automatically get that.
I'm talking about flow wise, like her energy, like how she raps, like her cadence, like that's what I mean. Like she gives,
I don't see
Kim vibes as opposed to a Cardi or a Megan or a Nicki or anything like that. Like she kind of gives.
No, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. Like she's really a rapper. Like she's really a rapper, and that is what scares me the most about Lola Brooks and Arista. Like, I want to see how they package this up, right? Because we saw how Atlantic, the way they packaged up Cardi and gave her to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh. That is how you roll out an artist.
Well, mm, okay. So
Don't do
I
it.
don't think Cardi's fair is a fair
Don't do that.
comparison because of one thing, more so. And this her nationality. I think if Cardi was just a regular black girl, I feel like it would be the same as every other black girl that they probably try to package
Oh,
like Cardi.
ho, 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 ho.
The fact that Cardi is a Latino is, that fan base right there. Just, it how they packaged her, they knew what they were doing. That's why she's such an international sensation right now. But I think that goes more with the line of her nationality
Well,
and the support from the people in her nationality.
I so heartily agree because that's why I said Eminem and Drake are where they are.
I ain't debating that. I ain't going to debate that.
Like, but that's how you package. What brings a more interesting question: why won't they package a black artist like that? A black artist like that? Why? Why won't they? You know what? We got to talk about that next week. That's what we got to talk about next week. Like, why don't they package a black artist like that? I mean, the last artist to get a real, the last, I think the only black artist I could think of to get a really great rollout was Lil Wayne, and we know how that had to happen. They had to put up their own 100 mil.
Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
Well, they already knew, and the Latino is definitely dominating as far as numbers.
Of course, look
In
at
the
Bad
United
Bunny.
in the United States, so they kind of knew it was like, oh, bet, and in Spanish. Okay, well, this how we gonna do it. And her album, they did great with that. Like, especially remaking the I Like It Like That song, like that. I think really, really, really took her up.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
and there wasn't no hesitation on listening, right? Listening, but we're gonna talk
Mhm.
about those rollouts and why, because I think that's something great to understand. Like Michael Jackson's biggest rollout was in 1983 after he'd already turned white.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't messing with you today.
it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, y'all. But we gotta talk about it. So y'all make sure y'all pop up next week. Jezebel.
Before you go,
Yeah, what you got
we
for me?
gonna add to the list basically, and this is something I don't have a problem with it, but I noticed it, and it's like a lot of our Caucasian artists that tap into the hip hop world, they come in as one thing, and then a few years later, they're like all the way white, like all the way into their own culture. And I kind of, I don't know, I want to talk about, like, I kind of find issue with that. Like,
The
it's like,
infiltration.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They
yeah, like,
use us. They use us to validate, but they go back to their people to stay safe. Woo!
well, they
We can
do
talk
that and
about it.
come in and dominate our hip hop, or our charts or whatever, and then a few years later, like, they're gone, like completely gone.
Yep.
So
I miss Post Malone's old look.
I think that's who I was talking about. Ain't that the one that just drank something out of a shoe? Beer out of a shoe or something? Was
Yeah.
that him?
He's an amazing character. Cut all his hair off and weird now.
I
But
remember when he opened up for Juicy J a few years ago. But yeah, yeah, he's
yeah,
different now. I think MGK also kind of
weird. Yeah, MGK is not even the same anymore after he took a L.
definitely Justin Bieber. I think Eminem is the only one that came in who he is and stayed who he is.
Well, if you wanna, we can argue that too. You know, we can argue that that he's changed too.
You think so? Why? Because he
Yeah.
let his black hair grow out?
And he loves his mom now, loves his ex and all that stuff now. He's more. calm and cool and cool and collected now.
I'm talking about culture biting though. Like Eminem came in as a white boy, and he's still a white boy. He
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
come in like, oh, I'm a wigger, and now I'm a white boy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, only reason that we never put him in the black category is because of 8 Mile. He showed us in that movie that he's still white for sure. 100%. But this had flow. He just
Yeah,
had flow.
yeah.
Somebody told me
Everybody
I would not talk about Eminem if he wasn't white. Duh.
I don't think so.
But he murdered Jay-Z on that Renegade record, so that's all that
He's
matters.
talented. He's talented. He's really talented, and I respect that he came in who he is and he stayed who he is. What I'm starting to not respect is people that come in and act like they're all into the culture just to sell some records, and then once they get the black eyes and ears, they go back to the far end of the white spectrum.
Well, the sad thing is, I definitely want to talk about that, but let's add into that the black people that are doing the same thing. They're
Really?
black artists. They're black artists that culture vultures that act like they want to be down with the culture, but they really just want to do bluegrass music and shit like that. So whatever. It's all the same.
Really?
Look at K
I
Michelle.
don't know. I ain't
Look at
really.
old K Michelle going over to that country music side. Look at Lil Nas X starting off in the country music side.
I mean, isn't he still? Oh, well, no. Yeah.
No,
And
he's not.
whew, I
No,
don't
he's
know
not.
that last picture, Lil Nas X, man.
All
Whoo.
right. So what you got coming up? What you got coming up? What you got coming up this week?
Pretty much. I need to hurry up, y'all, and put out these recaps. Also, we're gonna do another Indie Grussel, and I can't call it a concert. So, Indie Grussel party, the end of March. So y'all stay y'all look out for that. We're getting ready to prepare for that. It's funny because my concert got shut down
Mm.
on Friday. So yeah, yeah.
Wait,
So
your
we
party
got
got shut down Friday?
yeah. Like they shut down I had to change venues.
Right, right.
They shut my shit down. So you guys, it's a party. And
F 'em.
we're gonna give you more details. Stay so you know what, and this is one thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna repost this. If you guys are waiting for me to reach out to you for you to be a part of this as an artist, I'm not gonna do it. I might share the flyer with you, but I'm not gonna ask you to come and get my money to perform. Like if you want the money, come on out. It's open to everybody. Yes, you have to fill out an application because we're not just letting anybody just get up and do what they want to do. We want to make sure that the music is of a quality, it fits the vibe, and all of that. But what I realize is that a lot of artists, you guys are waiting for people to come and get you and say, hey, here's this money for you to perform. If you see it out there, go ahead and apply yourselves. That's one thing I definitely want to see, because I know a lot of people was like, oh, I thought you was going to put me on there. I'm not
What?
showing no I'm not showing no favoritism. This
Nah,
is
nigga,
money.
that I was
This
feeling you. Nah, nigga,
huh?
you suck.
You know what I'm saying? There's no favoritism here. This is money that's going out to you guys. Nobody's paying me to pay you guys. So you damn sure better be worth my money. And I'm not gonna handpick people. Like if you want to be a part of this, be a part of it by all means. If you choose to pay to perform, you rather pay to perform. I got the We Lit DMV showcase coming up as well. And another thing, you guys need to promote yourselves more and better. I will say that. Like, I don't know if you think people are really checking for you, but you need to make sure that people is checking for you. That's another thing. What else I gotta
Too
say?
many of them think people checking for them, but go ahead. You
Yeah,
on
a
fire.
lot of y'all are, are really arrogant. But I guess social media popularity is better than actually touching people and having them play y'all records.
Man, I go
That's
to these people. I go to most of these cocky artists. I like to go to y'all Spotify, y'all. I'm not gonna cap to y'all. I go to your Spotify. I go to your social media and your interactions and see what you looking like. And I see a lot of y'all walking around with your britches up with no monthly listeners. Like, hello. Not even your mama want to listen. So yeah, y'all gotta humble yourselves and start reaching out. Like, stay on top of people, bro. If you really want to get it, go watch the Wu-Tang joint. If you haven't watched it, look how them boys stayed on top of the game, stayed on top of the game. Just every day, like pushing at it until you get through that ceiling. So yeah,
Another thing I noticed, you'd be surprised, but it'd be the people with the least amount of following that brings out the most people. That's what I'm
exactly.
starting to learn. All these social media numbers, they mean absolutely nothing. And that's one thing I wanted to do is to start pulling artists, listeners, and plays. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta break y'all down a little bit. You got 61K followers on Instagram, but like you said, zero monthly listeners, or your song got alligator miles, but you want to be paid thousands of dollars to
And,
perform.
and I'm gonna leave this one gem on the table. Y'all gotta stop jumping in these Instagram models DMs so villain and start jumping in all of your followers DMs vigilant. Right? I mean, jump in all of them. Like, you gotta stop trying to just be creepy. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually weird. And
And
definitely stop jumping in my inbox asking me to like, share, and repost. I will never ever do what you tell me to do on my social media. If you
mm-hmm.
send me a message, like, share, and repost, I'm not gonna do it.
Especially if you're not following me. Like, that's just disrespectful. Don't come to my shit and
Hey,
ask me to do something for you and you don't do it for me. And that's another thing I'm about to bring out. Support, support, support. I'm
yeah,
not gonna beg people for your support, but I
yeah,
will support those who support me. So if you think I'm gonna post your shit but you don't support my platform, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is,
hmm it
pretty
is.
much.
It is what it is, and that's what it's gonna be. It's like that, and that's the way it is.
And I think we're gonna now that I've got that off my chest. Yeah, look out for the Indie Grussel party the end of March. We're definitely looking to pay 5 artists again to perform. So if you really think you got some heat and you really are up to it, go ahead and fill out the application. To those of you that I was unable to get back to, like I said, we're still testing the waters. So we still got your applications on file. As you guys don't know, but we're selecting from the application pile. I am not choosing the artist, so do not think because you and I have a special relationship that I will just put you on the show, like, and give you my money. Like, I can't stress that enough. I have my friends, and actually I have, yeah, my friends and other people listening, and that's how we're selecting.
Yeah, so y'all can stop sending those trash records, man. Send some good records, good mixes, good quality. Stop going into your bathroom, recording it, and then sending it into Jezebel's inbox. Go to the studio, get that thing mixed and mastered. And if you need someone to get your records mixed and mastered, send me a DM, and I can refer you to somebody, man. All
Mhm.
right.
And thank you guys for your support. Love
Yeah.
always. I know you guys missed the music reviews, so I will be starting those back up. I think I'm going to choose a different platform, however, because Instagram just be shutting my shit down.
F Instagram.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
going to
y'all.
go to another platform.
At this time, y'all hit that like and subscribe button at the
While
bottom.
y'all in here.
Shout out all these YouTube people that's asking me about how to get y'all watch time and all that stuff up. I'll give y'all a little gem on that next week as well. I don't have nothing else for the people. You got something for them?
Don't you got a show coming up?
We do. March 7th. March 7th, we are down here in the A. So if you're in the A, pull up. Pull up to the Spot Barn Grill. That's in Tucker. Yeah, man. So we're gonna be there. That flyer and everything is on my page. Y'all know how that stuff go. My boy J Money, he out today, but he will be back next week.
Are you
Yes,
still coming up here on
I
the?
am coming up there next Tuesday or Wednesday. One of the days I'll be
No,
at
I said for the show that y'all had up here. Are
That's
y'all
on the
still?
21st of March. Yes.
Oh, okay. The 21st.
Yes. That might be right around the time you doing your show.
Yeah, I'm doing mine. I was actually trying to. That's why I was asking because I want to make sure that I don't. You know, we're
Yep.
not. We're on. Oh, so
Yeah,
that's gonna be on a Tuesday.
yeah, that's a Tuesday.
All right, yeah, mine's is probably gonna be either that the weekend before. So yeah, definitely. I'll try to coordinate so while you're up here, you can hit up both. You know,
Heck yeah, might as well make a
you
party of
can.
it.
Yeah.
Party of it.
And then if
Pick it
you're here
up.
that Monday, yeah, we got stuff to talk about. Anyway, let's get off of here. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah,
Out.
yeah, y'all already know. At this time, I guess y'all should be flicking those roaches, throwing those roaches in the ashtray, and getting ready to roll up another one. Cause I am, and we out. Peace.
Bye, bye, y'all. See y'all next week. So I can get off of here. I can never get off of here.